What happens when you take a biker, put him on fire, and add some demons in the mix too? You get Ghost Rider featuring Nicolas Cage and a whole lot of fire. When I came across a few episodes on Saturday Night Live,
please join me in welcoming Nicolas Cage and Nicolas Cage.
I like Nicolas Cage as an actor. He has featured in quite a few good movies in the past. However, his recent run of movies is really nothing to write home about. The movie is actually based on the Marvel comic character of the same name. It basically revolves around a biker dude who sold his soul to the devil to save his father's life. And then the biker is pitted against the son of the devil, Blackheart. The whole Ghost Rider saga is quite a bit detailed, with a few more additional characters such as Lucifer and Zadkiel, and also a few crossovers within the Marvel comic series such as Ghost Rider vs. Doctor Strange or Ghost Rider with the Hulk. This movie focuses on the story of Johnny Blaze, how he becomes a Hellspawn and his encounter with the Devil's Son. As we have Nicolas Cage in the movie, I did expect some over-the-top acting.
I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
And honestly, he does bring that element of craziness into the movie as well.
That's high praise.
First up,
here's Johnny.
We have Johnny Blaze, the biker dude who has a crush on this girl. He performs shows with his dad and he eventually becomes the Ghost Rider. There's one thing I gotta say, I really like his bike. Imagine riding that bike on the streets outside. Next up, we have Johnny Blaze's love interest.
Hey, how you doing?
Who always leaves a few buttons open.
I came to apologize. I'm leaving town tonight and
although you missed a button.
I didn't want what I said today to be the last words between us.
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing there.
And she's a reporter. So a reporter lady whose boyfriend has a dual identity which only she is aware of but the world isn't. Now where have I heard that before? Then we have the bad guys, the demon Mephistopheles and his son Blackheart. I did a bit of background on the demon Mephistopheles or Mephisto, and he is basically a familiar spirit of the devil that appeared in a German folklore written in the year 1587 by the name Legend of Faust. Within the story, Johann Faust was an alchemist, magician and an astrologer who basically sold his soul to Mephistopheles in exchange for worldly knowledge and pleasure. Back to the movie, Mephisto's son Blackheart is out with his group of lackeys to defeat the Ghost Rider and take over hell. The movie starts with Johnny performing stunts with his dad and eventually finding out that his dad has cancer. Enter Mephisto, who comes with the shadiest of deals. He says that he'll make Johnny's father as healthy as a horse in exchange for nothing much.
I'll take your soul. All you have to do is sign.
तू कर ले साइन कर
When Johnny wants to read the contract,
तो साइन कर रहे बाबा साइन करना जल्दी साइन कर रहे साइन कर
Mephisto forcibly takes Johnny's signature.
Just fine.
While he does cure his dad's cancer, he kills him the very next day itself.
But I couldn't let him come between us.
Eventually,
They both grow up. Johnny is still pushing his luck by trying death-defying stunts and grows to become a reporter. They eventually meet. Johnny asks her out and she says yes. Before we continue with this video, if you're liking the video so far, a like would really be appreciated. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're notified anytime I upload new content. In other news, Blackheart arrives on the surface of the earth. He heads over to a secluded biker bar and kills everyone.
angels. Really?
If you happen to be in a secluded biker bar and you come across a naked dude or a very pale dude wearing a long overcoat, just run away as soon as you can. You are most likely the extras in their movie and it will really not end well for you. Mephisto decides to bring in Johnny to confront Blackheart, and that too on date night.
Why, God, why?
The deal is defeat Blackheart and get your soul back. Sounds pretty simple enough. Johnny eventually turns into the Ghost Rider. His bike also gets a sort of a makeover, and it also comes in with an inbuilt GPS that takes him right next to Blackheart. Blackheart decides to summon his group of lackeys to fight Ghost Rider, but wait, one of them is already killed. With the bad guys vanished, Ghost Rider decides to head back to base after making a quick pit stop. His power is to look at a bad guy extremely closely and say, "Look into my eyes." Johnny wakes up the next day and finds himself to be near a graveyard. He comes across something that anyone in an unfamiliar situation would prefer, an instruction manual. Although in his case, this old man is a walking talking instruction manual. Turns out, even the special move, "Look into my eyes," has a name.
Pin and stare. It's a Ghost Rider's greatest weapon.
Now, when you have demon powers, what is the first thing that you do? You try to master it, right? If you take other superhero movies as a form of a reference, it usually takes a bit of time for the character to get used to his new powers.
Go! Go! Go, Webb, go!
But not Johnny. He does it in one scene. Johnny now has a surprise visitor. Roxanne! And then they eventually make out.
Yeah, baby.
When she wants to know the truth as to why Johnny stood her up for a date,
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
actually she doesn't believe him, which is quite similar in a way. For some oddball reason, Johnny is arrested for what happens at the bar earlier and is sent to jail. Exit Johnny and enter Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider eventually faces a bunch of cops, and through a series of events,
Now we know his weakness.
Johnny and Blackheart encounter each other once again, and it's now time for the special move. Look into my eyes. But it doesn't work. Seems like Blackheart is not a fan of Bryan Adams.
I have no soul to burn.
Well, that does explain quite a lot. Now the deal is to give Blackheart the contract for 100 souls in exchange for the life of Roxanne. Johnny ends up going back to the human instruction manual, who turns out to be the first Ghost Rider.
You don't say!
No wonder he knew so much. The two Ghost Riders now head over to an abandoned village to meet Blackheart. The first Ghost Rider heads back, and Johnny basically confronts Blackheart. As is expected, Ghost Rider beats Blackheart and saves the girl. When Mephisto comes to offer Johnny his soul back, he declines. Seems like he likes his modified bike quite a lot. Who wouldn't? To summarize this movie,
Number 1.
All the dialogue is either whispered or screamed.
And of course, number 2.
Everything in the movie is on fire.
I personally like anti-hero movies where the main guy doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. Add to that fire, a crazily modified bike, and Roxanne! I don't mind watching the movie. What I could personally do without is the excessively long dialogues and explanations by the old timer.
Pin and stare. It's a Ghost Rider's greatest weapon.
And just how easily Johnny gets a hang of his new power. How did he even know that he could alter the gun as well? And that it would work even without bullets?
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it either.
Now the main question is, should you spend 2 hours of your time watching this movie? If you like Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes, you can give this movie a go. If not, you may as well watch something else. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, do give a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe icon and click on the notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload more content. Do share your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section. Also, let me know if there's any particular movie you would like for me to review. Stay tuned for more content. In the meanwhile, stay safe and keep smiling.